Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a review of the new Colourpop Cheek Palettes. So I recently did a video where I reviewed the Colourpop eyeshadow quads, also the color sticks, the cream eyeshadow sticks, and their new Act Natural mascara. I ordered these in a separate order, that's why I didn't include them in that video, but I also thought I wanted to, show each of the palettes that I got and also swatch them for you and really talk about color scheme and everything. So I wanted to do a little dedicated video for these guys. So I have gotten tons of Colourpop blushes, not as many highlights or bronzers or anything. Blush is usually what I get in terms of face products, cheek products I mean. And I absolutely love Colourpop's blush, really beautiful formula. They are one of my favorite drugstore, I know it's not drugstore, but price range wise, they're probably some of my favorites. So I really like the idea of these face palettes. So there is 5 and I got them all. Each cheek palette includes 4 pigmented shades, 3 must-have finishes to mix and match and create your own unique look. So this is the Extra Glazed. It comes with 3 blushes and a highlighter, which I believe all of them do. So this one comes with a kind of nice cool toned pinky champagne highlight right here. A couple blushes that are more like pink. Now the one here, Pink Velvet, is a satin soft warm pink with a silver sheen, and then there is a matte mid-tone true pink. So there's a matte and a kind of satin finish blush, which is nice to have the different finishes. And then this one here is a matte nude pink. So I actually really like this color story. I might go with that one today, but we'll see. Then the next one is called Tea Cakes. So this one is a little bit darker, and this one actually would be better suited for, I think, like medium to deeper skin tones because they're quite dark, but I definitely could get away with at least these two. And then this one here, I could probably even get away with using it as a contour, a powder contour potentially. This is a highlighter. Now this one is, again, pretty dark. Ooh, those feel so creamy. So I'd probably more use it as a either blush topper or as an eyeshadow. But it's, you can use these types of products for multiple things. So this one is like a warm rose gold, and it is quite warm. There's a satin terracotta with a golden sheen, a matte red coral, and then a matte warm chocolate. That's how they're described. This is actually a really beautiful color story for those medium to dark skin tones, and again for those fair skin tones. The blushes you could definitely get away with, and then again this one more like a blush topper or a eyeshadow. The next one is called Sugar Frosted. This is another one here that I think would be more suited for fair skin tones, but it is a little bit more kind of rich, and you can see the brown undertones, a more nude palette. So there is it's described as a pearlized pale nude with a golden pink shift. So I believe it's a duochrome highlight. There is a satin soft nude with a golden sheen, a warm pinky nude, which again is matte, and a matte peachy nude. There's Cookie Cluster, which is really pretty as well. This one is another one actually I could utilize. This one here, Cookie Cluster, comes with 3 actual kind of blushes, like the square that typically would have a dark one and every other palette is a little bit brighter. So if you aren't interested in those really, really dark kind of brown undertoned blushes, this would be the best one because it has 3 more bright actual kind of blush shades if you're looking for more of those pink and peachy kind of undertones. So it comes with a golden highlight, a satin warm peach with a golden sheen, a matte neutral peach, and a matte bright pinky coral. I like that one. I like that there is one with more like brighter options. And this is the one that I won't be able to use a lot of. It's quite dark. This is the one that would be best suited for dark and deep skin tones, and it is called Sweet Roll. So this one comes with, again, darker options. The highlight that you can see right here is a golden bronze. There's a satin deep terracotta with a copper sheen right here. This one is a matte rich burgundy, and then a matte rich warm chocolate. So I do really like the color stories of all of them. I think they did a really good job at creating multiple palettes for different skin tones. The one thing I want to mention is the packaging is a little cheap. It is quite similar to the actual eyeshadow quads, so I think these are kind of a whole little collection, and I really, really love these. I used these for today's eye look. And I find the packaging was totally fine on this one, but now that I'm looking at the cheek ones, I just feel like they kind of dropped the ball. As you can see, you turn it around, the label's upside down and crooked. So if you're picky when it comes to packaging, these are not perfect. They do kind of look a little cheap, but I don't mind, you know, how it opens. I don't mind the packaging. It's just not my absolute favorite. So now that I've kind of blabbed on enough and gotten that all out of the way, let's actually apply one of them. Let's go in with a mix of these two off of the Sugar Frosted. So I'm mixing Trifle and Cookie Crumble. So this is going to be a more nude cheek, and then I'm actually going to apply one of the satin ones off of the brighter one, so then I can show you a couple different ones. And again, I said I'm pretty familiar with the Colourpop blush formula, so this isn't as new, but I don't have as many highlights. I think I've gotten one highlight from them. What was it? The champagne something, and it was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite though, so I'm curious to see if I'll like these highlights better. That's really pretty. See, I absolutely love Colourpop. They're really beautiful powder blushes. They come with, like, they always are coming up with beautiful collections. So there's lots to choose from, and they are quite pigmented and blendable. They're just a good blush. So this highlight, I don't know if they're all like this, but this one specifically is almost like their Super Shock formula, where it's like almost a cream to powder. So just be careful. I got some of the powder in there and it's hard to get out because it's like feels literally like a cream highlight. So maybe like brush down instead of like just making a mess, because you will get the blush in the highlight. Let's just go in with, let's do this one to kind of keep it on the warmer side because I have quite a warm eye look. This is Cookie Cluster, and it is the shade Extra Sprinkles. It's a satin finish because I want to try one of these, and I'm just going to add a little bit on top. I'm going to be rosy today. That's nice. It kind of just adds, it doesn't really add much. It's that, you know, you don't see any glitter in it. It doesn't look super glittery, which I like because I hate when blushes look really glittery. It just kind of adds a little bit of that like sheen. It's barely noticeable, but it's there, and it kind of just gives you that healthy glow, which I really, really, really like. Yeah, I think that's more than enough blush. I really, really like the blushes on these, and I like that they give you 2 mattes and 1 satin finish. I personally prefer a matte blush, so I like that it's, you know, half matte blush, and then they give you the 1 satin finish and the highlight. I think it's a good mixture of finishes, and I like that they've added a highlight in there. I think it makes it a little bit more usable and a little bit more, I just think that that makes me want them more, because if it was all blush, as of course I would like it, but I just like that it gives you a highlight. It's something I would gravitate to more because it gives you multiple different things you can utilize. And I like that there's, you know, a couple in here that I could use even as a bronzer. So you could get a full cheek. It's kind of like a full cheek palette. So I really like that. Now I think I'm going to go into, I might just do both. So first I'm going to go in with the Sugar Frosted, which is the one that I used the 2 blushes at the bottom. I'm going to use the highlight. So that's called Jelly Roll. I like the way that they feel because they feel super creamy. But let's see how they apply. That's pretty. You could even apply it with your finger. Yeah, that's nice. You can even apply it with the finger really nicely. I actually almost feel like the brush isn't kind of picking it up because it is so creamy. You really have to kind of get your brush in there. So just beware if you're not getting enough pigment, like really swirl your brush in, because it's so creamy, it almost doesn't pick up as easily. I think that's pretty. And this is the one that is a pale nude with a golden shift. So it's kind of that duochrome, and I do see that. That's a beautiful shade. I think out of all of the palettes, I think it's between these two. Sugar Frosted and Extra Glaze, just for my skin tone. I think those are the best ones for me. I really, really like that. And then I'm just gonna pop a little bit of the highlight off of the other one on top as well. So this is Extra Glaze. Yeah, I believe they're all like that kind of Super Shock formula. They're highlighting like it's like the cream to powder. So this one's more cool tone. I'm just gonna pop it just right there to add a little bit more. Yeah, that one's a little bit brighter. I really like the formula. I think once you kind of get the hang of like kind of pressing harder into the palette. Usually I wouldn't go that hard into a powder highlight because it would pick up way too much product. But with this, you kind of just have to go in with a little bit of a heavier hand, and then you get enough product, and it is a really stunning formula. So I think ultimately I'm really happy with these palettes. I think they come with a good variety in color scheme and color story, enough variety in kind of warm to not really cool tone, but at least some neutrals for those that don't like the warmer tones. And I think it's good that it comes with options for the medium to dark and deep skin tones. So I think it's quite inclusive. But yeah, that is the cheek quads, the cheek palettes by Colourpop. I absolutely love them. Comment below what you think your favorite color story is. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe below. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you guys next time.